Hey everyone, Papercut here with a theory breakdown, game showing, personal cast. I don't know what you want to call it, but I wanted to show this game because I thought it was interesting for the possibilities based on the patch changes. So I'm playing Deli against a Roost player, and I want to break down the idea of the Pro Scout, how it affects the game, and specifically how it affects Deli and why I think it's really good for Deli. So when the patch came out, I saw the changes to Pro Scouts, how it's easier to use, significantly easier to use, and it's interesting, right? It's not even a price change, it's not even a research speed change. It's just ease of use change, and how that's making people reconsider Pro Scouts. So for those of you who don't know or don't understand, back when you had to do Pro Scouts, you used to do the thing where you had to shift click each sheep you wanted to get, which is the amount of scouts you had, and then you had to hold shift and then actually click drop off and drop it off. And in the heat of the moment, when you're trying to do things, when you're trying to move really fast, it's really easy for that to, oops, little mistake. It's really easy to not value that, or to find that tedious, or to misclick, or whatever it might be. And so the change now is, when you unlock Pro Scouts, you can pre-tell your scouts where you want to drop off at, what building. And then once that happens, all you need to do is just shift and click the deer, and it will automatically do it. It will kill them, it will carry them back. No questions asked. And that's a lot simpler. It's a lot less APM, it's a lot less clicks. So then I started thinking about, well, the issue is that for most civs, it is a very expensive, it's really expensive tech. I mean, if you look at the research time for Deli, it's 3 minutes 52 seconds. Which the research time of a tech is based upon its cost, because it's like 275 gold, I think like 120 food, something like that. It's really expensive because it's really good. You get to protect and keep deer under your TC. It's really powerful. So I immediately thought of Deli. Deli gets free techs, but each tech is reduced by the amount of scholars you get. What has happened to Deli? Deli's gotten a buff to the Dome of the Faith. Dome of the Faith scholars are now even cheaper. They're 65 a pop. And so that me thinking, what if I did Dome of the Faith, rushed Pro Scouts with extra scholars? Then I thought, how could I take advantage of all the extra food? Then it hit me. Deli 2 TC into Pro Scouts into, well, whatever I need to do in that moment. And I've tried it a couple times. Every time it's been a win, and it's felt really good. And let's once again think about why. Why is Deli 2 TC something that people don't often do? Well, what's the bonus of Deli? You get quick production, and you get on the sacred sites, and you have free techs. So that lends you to basically wanting, I'm sorry, I'm not really looking at the game, I'm doing a lot of talking. I'll put it on my camera. But that basically leads you to wanting to use your tempo, because you can make units faster than anybody else. You have more food generally, because you extra gather from berries, so you can produce more units early in the game. And you want to be aggressive, because you want to create space, so you can take the sacred sites. So that leads people to wanting to usually make units to go Tower of Victory, because you want better military units to once again keep that pressure. And going 2 TC often feels slow. It feels like you're sacrificing what Deli's good at. Fast units, you're sacrificing the taking of space and using the pocket resources and that pressure that you can apply. What makes this better is, one, since it's free, you're not using a bunch of resources on it. Two, you're getting your other techs for free by getting more scholars. And then once you start getting that food, you can then use your production speed to kind of catch up and just overwhelm your opponent, because you have so much food and you can make so much production. You don't even need to use scholars. You can just make a lot of production because your food is safe. You don't have to worry about putting your villagers elsewhere. And I think it's really powerful. So in this game against Roos, I'm going to go 2 TC, and he's actually in a fast castle. And there's me actually coming to check what he's doing. And so where would I suggest a Deli 2 TC? I think on maps that have a lot of berries, Lipany, Rocky River are good examples. Because both times, or all the times I've done Deli 2 TC, I've done it on maps of lots of berries, because I'll try to drop the TC on berries, so I get that really instant food bonus. I think it's also against civs that are not hyper aggressive. So for example, Roos is often not hyper aggressive. They can be if they want, they can go alone. But the typical Roos player is either going to go 2 TC, which gives you some time to set up your own second TC, or this fast castle has been popular recently. So in both cases, I have space to do a 2 TC. Would I do this against French? Probably not. Would I do this against English? Probably not. You could try it. It probably could work if you pull it off right, but or it depends on the situation, right? Like if English is going to TC, then you could do it. But I think this has room because once I start adding in my scholars from my Dome of the Faith, I'm going to have a lot faster research speed for that tech. So Dome of the Faith pops up. What I've done to explain my build order a little bit, I gathered enough gold to get 2 more scholars. I could have got a third one, honestly. In my mind, without thinking about it, I had them at their old 80 amount. So I could have reduced the amount of gold. But once I got enough gold for scholars, I immediately went everything on stone and wood. And when I started aging up, I aged up with 4 and I put everything on wood and stone. And I left 3 on food because 3 on berries is enough to keep making villagers. And then once I get stone, I'm immediately going on wood. I've got all my texts going. And once I aged up, keep in mind, I immediately went on Pro Scouts. So Pro Scouts with 3 scholars is much faster now. Significantly faster. And it's feeling good, right? Think about also I can use the daily bonuses to make this work. The second I drop the stable, I can put in a scholar and immediately produce scouts very quickly and get scouts on the field instantly. So I know he's going fast castle. That means I know I need to go heavy on food and gold the second I age up. And knowing Roos, I'm guessing it's going to be the horse archer build. So I'm looking for horse archers. And if that's the case, I'm going to go mass archers. I'm going to plan at first for men at arms and knights. So I'm going to open Ghazis for the men at arms, spears for the knights. And once I see horse archers, I will then flip immediately into a lot of archery ranges. Which once again, Delhi just has a lot of answers now for all these comps. Because I'm going to go House of Learning. House of Learning's been buffed, and I really like House of Learning now. Because now that I'm going Dome of the Faith, I'm getting extra scholars, my research is faster. I can hit Castle, grab all the relics, grab the sacred sites, and then I can research the House of Learning text really, really quickly. My range now have an extra half tile, which is huge for initial engagements. My knights and my men at arms have extra damage. My elephants move faster. My houses can have more population. Like, all these things are really good and in favor of doing House of Learning. Especially if you go 2TC. Because at 2TC, you have enough villagers, you can get the stone to drop keeps. So I'm going to open up stable and barracks immediately. I'll pop the scholar into the stable. And Pro Scouts is almost done. Not only that, Sanctity is done. So I'm going to pop out 2 scholars and immediately take the sacred sites. Because my idea being is if he's rushing castle, I can grab the sacred sites, basically no contest. And hopefully, I'm just getting as much gold from them as possible until he takes them. Or maybe he will care more about raiding me and not take the sacred sites. Who knows? Now, my first set of scouts is coming out at 7:45. I'm sure if I get better at this build order, I can make it even faster. Scout heads out. I'm going to try to take his deer pack first. So I saw already, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Yeah. I know he's taking this deer pack and boar up here. I want to take his safe deer. So I'm going to be running across the field right now and taking those. Once again, super easy. And what you're going to see throughout this game is as scouts continuously drop off deer, I just keep sending them out to other deer packs. And there's so much going on that he might kill one here and there, but generally I'm just getting deer the whole game. Because once again, think about how good this tech is on this map specifically. There are so many deer. There's more deer on this map, I think, than any other map. So on maybe like the pit, this wouldn't be that good. Because the pit, there's only 4 deer packs, 2 on each side. And so maybe it's not worth investing this much in. But on a map like Rocky River, there's extra deer. This is amazing. On maps like Lipany, where I can get extra berries, you can set up next to berries. So he hits castle. Once again, I'm not that worried. Because if I can get a bunch of safe food, I got a lot of sheep too, then his horse archers can't do that much damage. So I immediately pull all my villagers off wood. In the second, and if opponent hits fast castle, I look at my resources and I go, I have a lot of wood, so I don't need more wood for production. I can go super heavy on gold, super heavy on food. So I'm going to pull villagers off food and go into gold. I'm only going to leave. I could have even taken more off wood, honestly. I'm grabbing the deer. He realizes he's chasing down one of my scouts, so I'm going to make a Ghazi to chase his scouts. Now he realizes I'm pro scouting. And here's the thing. Most opponents can't match that pro scout. It's too expensive. 275 gold is an investment. So as Delhi, you can just start taking the deer. Which is really good for me. I did lose my scouting here. I really should have scouted him more. But, c'est la vie. So I am going to tower up my gold because I'm expecting him to immediately rush my gold. It's the natural thing to do if you're fast castling. Go rush the opponent's base. I am taking both sacred sites on either side. And I'm going to hide my scholars because my goal is I don't want my scholars to die. Maybe I can grab a relic or 2. And if they hide and then he leaves the sacred site, I can retake it again in the middle of the chaos. I made a couple Gazis just to chase his scouts away. And I'm just gonna grab these 3 deer here, deer over there. I'm grabbing the deer everywhere. I think by the end of the game, I'm gonna have 21 villagers into TC gathering food. Isn't that crazy? But yeah, so I'm just making spears in case the knights. I see horse archers, so I'm gonna triple drop archery ranges because I know all I need to do is mass archers. Especially with my House of Learning tech, that gives me extra range, which I can outrange his horse archers with. It's great. I see he's going for this deer here, so I'm just gonna take him. Sorry, man, you don't get him. They're my deer now. And once again, the Sprout Scouts is so easy. And every time I have deer, I have scouts under TC, I'm just going to send them out to grab more deer. I see horse archers, and I'm actually relieved about horse archers, because maybe a meta arm flood could have really disrupted my eco, maybe a bunch of knights in my base could have disrupted my eco. But horse archers, I can make feudal archers, I can make towers, and I'm fine. And what you're going to see me do a lot here is gather a lot of wood. I'm just going to go towers everywhere. I'm going to make a bunch of archers, and I'm just going to wait till my eco just outlasts my even double tower here. I'm going to age up, House of Learning. All my scholars are on the field or in production buildings right now, so you're going to see the second I age up, I'm going to start consistently adding scholars. Like, I'm never going to stop making scholars in my Dome of Faith because they're so cheap. More scholars, I can either use that to research things faster, which in Castle I have a bunch of things to research, or I can use them to just heal my units and take sacred sites. So I see he's taking the relics. He's going to get all 5 relics. It is what it is. That's the way he gets one eco. He also 2 TCs at one point. I don't know exactly when, but at that point it's kind of too late. My eco is too strong. I have so much food under TC. He's going to really struggle to get food, so he has to make farms early. And if I'm on deer and berries and he's on farms, that's just better for me, right? So another thing I'm going to do is, even though I have a lot of food under TC, I don't want to have that thing happen where all of a sudden you're on the same food and all your food runs out. So whenever I have space, I'll send out 5 villagers to tower and take a berries, or tower and take a resource somewhere else. I'm always going to do 5 because I don't want them to die outside of a tower, especially with horse archers everywhere. But you notice his horse archers can't do anything. If he goes under a TC, if he goes near a tower, he can't stay there. It's going to become a problem once he gets a lot of horse archers, because a lot of horse archers can kill villages before you can garrison them. But for now, no big deal. About to age up. 13 on gold is probably too much on gold. I'm basically under the impression that I might lose gold any moment, so I'm over gathering gold just in case. So I have like backup gold. As you notice, I'm just making scholars. I'm always gonna have the scholars just sit in the Dome of the Faith because I'm trying to boost my research speed as much as possible. I think each scholar, let's look at the research of this. Each scholar, I missed it. I was going to show it. But if I remember correctly, I think each scholar you put in decreases the time by like 15 to 20 seconds, which is significant. A lot of times these, 10 seconds can be the difference between winning or losing an engagement depending on your upgrades. But I'm just going to start adding towers everywhere. I'm going to start gathering stone. He's going to get a few raids on me, but I'm just going to build my archer mass. I'm upgrading my archers. I'm going to pop my scholar into the archery range where I'm doing my research. So now it's only 1 minute and 45. And I'm going to keep, I'm forgetting right now, but I'm going to keep making scholars. And what's my comp going to be against horse archers? It's knights and archers. Why? Knights can soak up a lot of hits from the horse archers. I'm going to research hikes first, which gives me 0.5 extra range. So since they can soak up so much extra range damage, my knights can, they're a good frontline. And then if I start adding scholars, I can just pull the knights back to heal up, and my archers are getting free hits, and then they can fight the horse archers straight up. Now, it would be nice to have Tower Victory against horse archers, don't get me wrong, but I'd rather have the range. Honestly, the range I think is even better. Or, I mean, the research speed and the 2TC is better. So he's going to raid. Once again, he's going to get some villagers. I'm not too worried about it. So I'm at 57. Let's see the count here. He's at 47. So until villagers said he just up the second TC. And I'm going to keep grabbing sacred sites. And this is what I mean about Asdeli, just grabbing sacred sites and see what happens. I've had this right sacred side and this left sacred side since I got him in late feudal, and he hasn't decapped them because he's been so worried about doing damage with his horse archer because he knows I'm in 2TC, so he's feeling this pressure to do some damage. I can also add in tower elephants and war elephants because I'm getting so much food under TC. My food income right now is almost 1,000 a minute. And once again, tower elephants will soak up a lot of range damage. War elephants soak up a lot of range damage. And if he makes archers or spearmen to kill my elephants, well, my archers kill a spearman. If he tries to do knights, well, my war elephants and knights will beat his, especially because my knights will have extra damage. So like, this horse archer comp does not scare me as Delhi right now. And I'm just dropping towers wherever I can to make it really difficult for him to push in. I'll also even at one point start adding men at arms, just because, like, once again, anything that can tank so my archers can just open up. Like, we look at this. With the pikes upgrade, my archers now have 5 tower range of damage. Oh, they're not. They're going to have 5.5 once it's researched. His horse archers have 4.5. So once I get the pikes, I have a full range tile of damage advantage. And it's not like they're Mangudai. Mangudai can shoot while running, which is annoying. He has to stop and shoot with them. So my archers are going to always have a chance to get some hits in. Once again, I'm not pressing. I'm not trying to push yet. I know I need a pretty significant mass. I'm just putting scholars and production buildings. And once again, my horse, my scouts are constantly grabbing deer. I have scouts coming in from this deer pack near me. I'm going to take this deer later. I've taken this deer down here. He's finally decapping. He's trying to find a place to raid, but he really can't. Like, no matter where he goes, I have a tower coming up. I have a place to hide. And if he really tries to dive, I have archers sitting in the middle that can just pick off his horse archers. So he's really struggling to find a way in. I'm just building a mess. Just building a mess. And I could be producing even more right now. I'm not really spending down my resources. I could be spending down my resources way better. But I could tell he's feeling the strain. Like, he's struggling, I know, right now to figure out how is he going to do damage to me. He does catch my villagers on the right side here, which sucks. And then I realized I had villagers within TC, so I sent everyone out, and that killed all my villagers on the berries, unfortunately. But this is when, and once again, I'm always grabbing deer. I catch his villagers trying to rush my side. I don't know if he's trying to drop a keep or something, or just get on the gold sneakily. But this is when things are going to start getting tough for him, because I'm going to kill a bunch of villagers as he's running back. And once I have a mass, I'm going to start sending knights everywhere to raid. Not everywhere, but a good amount of spaces. And here's what I know about fighting these horse archer builds. If you stay in your base forever, they're either going to rush imp, and then it's going to be a problem because they're going to go Streltsy, or they're going to just raid you to death. You have to force the fight on them. Like, you have to push across the map to make them fight you to take on your better army. Once I get enough towers everywhere, and I have good production and good safe food and eco, I'm just going to push. Because if he tries to dive my base right now, I have so many towers that he won't get a lot of villagers, and his horse archers will just die. And I'm rallying archers constantly, so if I see him diving, I'll just rally near my TC, kill him while he's running around. I'm going to take this sacred site, and then I'm just going to start walling. Because the key is if I can reduce the areas he can raid me from, even better. So I'm going to wall here. And these elephants are just really tough for him. I see he's adding knights, and right here I'm like, great. He's adding knights. I'm going to start adding crossbows. I'm going to keep making more elephants and knights, and I'm good. Like, I'm in a great spot. I'm going to wall over here with this archer. And I'm just, once again, you see everywhere I'm looking, you see me just grabbing deer because it's so easy. You just shift click and you get the deer. And this just opens a completely new style play for Delhi. I think is really effective. I see him push him. It's going to run away with the archers. Once again, crazy walling with Delhi is always a good strategy because you can always just send your units through the walls and protect them. Now I'm raiding him, and it's going to be a problem for him because, once again, knights can soak archer damage. So if he sends horse archers after my knights will just ignore him and keep killing villagers. Unless he sends, like, all of them. But even then, that opens up me to take more space, wall more, get sacred sites again, things like that. You notice I'm now rallying forward, but I did rally some units near base in case he tries to raid. And once again, I'm just sending my scouts out to go grab deer. I have 16 villagers under TC right now, most of them gathering deer. My food income per minute is 1,134, and I've barely added farms. If you look at his side, not to interrupt the flow of the game, but he's adding farms right now. And he's also on berries, and berries is not a great food resource for him. So he's on berries, and he's adding farms. So while his food is okay right now, his best food source, he actually forgot about the deer near his high trade house. But his food source could be a lot better, especially because I think he's really gotten me on vills. I'm at 64. He's at 59. Oh, okay. And this is where the game crumbles because he's trying to stop me from getting sacred sites. and I realize I have him in a little bit of a trap here. So I'm going to send my knights into the wood line. I see villagers. I'm just going to shift click them onto the villagers because I don't care if I lose them. I just want to kill Vils and disrupt Kasiko. I catch him over here. I know I built a wall to the side here. Oh, I thought I finished it. I hadn't yet, but I was hoping he would try to dive. I did finish the wall crossway, so I was hoping he'd dive back down and I'd catch him. So I'm going to engage. Well, I was about to finish the wall, so I barely don't finish the wall. He can fit one unit at a time through the wall. And he does have something unlucky happen where he clicks, I think, over here to get away. And his units register the fact that going through this wall one at a time isn't as efficient. So it's better. Let's see actually if we can tell where he clicked them to go. Does it tell us? It does not. Oh well. But I think he was trying to head this way, so his units decided to cut back across. And he is going to lose most of his horse archers. I'm now chasing villagers across the plains too here. And that's big unfortunate for him. My war elephants are doing a little bit of splash damage, which is nice. And this is when he types in the chat that pathing sucks, and the reason he lost is because of pathing. I disagree. I think I was going to win this game. Just based off my unit composition and the fact that my eco is going to be overall better. I was going to have an issue where eventually when I ran out of deer, I was going to have to farm transition, but my wood was already so good I could do that. And then he GG's. So I hope this was informative as well as an interesting game to watch. Try out the 2TC Deli into Pro Scouts. Take those deer. Have safe food. Try it with my Dark Age Spearman Rush that I also made a video about. You can check my YouTube history. If you're interested in coaching or just a place to talk AoE4, check my coaching Discord in the description below. And like and subscribe. Really helps the channel my size. With that, good luck on your games.